If NiPs want to, it's possible that they do an offensive tri-lane. That is definitely workable. If they want to do Gyrocopter, EO and Skywrath Mage, EO's not that useful. He's in fact pretty bad, and he's not great bad. For the Dire team, for NiPs, we have Faceless Void being played by Dubas, D2N on the Skywrath Mage, Immune playing Puck, Moon on the Gyrocopter, and Vlad rounding it out on the EO. And, ooh, okay, dual mid, yeah, that definitely works. And Death Prophet might actually have to be worried about this. Gyrocopter is actually quite speedy in the early phase, and before she gets boots up and running, between the tether and the Gyrocopter's natural speed, they could quite easily run her down. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Immune is coming to the mid lane. It is in fact going to be an offensive tri-lane. Void going to the safe lane up top, it seems. And, ooh, NiP's got out there early. If Anti-Mage gets greedy and blinks on the low ground to try and secure a rune, this could get ugly quickly. So Gyrocopter scales up first, although actually he should be okay. Disruptor's there. They go for the kill. Disruptor can always just level up Blink quickly, or even the kinetic field should be able to stop them from catching him if he just levels up that glimpse quickly. Even kinetic field or glimpse both work really well in terms of disrupting that early attack there. I think NiP's lacking right now. It's just a raw stun. I mean, if there's any weakness to NiP's lineup here, they don't have a good, raw, solid power stun. They've got Chronosphere, and that's literally it. The Anti-Mage going to come down the low ground. They will save his Blink Snacks. That bounty rune somehow walks into like 3 people, casually picks the bounty rune, and then blinks out. Now, this is exactly it. Like, no stun. The Anti-Mage can just do that. Now, if Anti-Mage had sat and been cheeky, sat on the higher and blinked down, he could have been in all sorts of hurt. Tether from EO to slow, and the barrage onto a single target, bye-bye single target. That would have been ugly indeed. But yeah, NiP's not a huge amount of control. They've got coil, which is nice, but it doesn't stop a lot of, it doesn't stop a lot of things that they might need to stop. Just, it's good, but it's not a stun. It's not an impale, it's not like a storm bolt. Yes, they do have the homing missile, but it takes a little while to get going. Actually, I wonder if you can place, I wonder if you can, literally face somebody, place the missile, and then force start the missile immediately into them. I wonder if that works. That would actually be really cool if it does work, but MATUMBAMAN are going to continue to eat some harass here. Not much that they can do about the rocket at this point in time. Unless both heroes start hitting as soon as it spawns, I don't think they'll be able to kill it quickly enough before Anti-Mage takes a ton of damage. This could actually get pretty damn frustrating. Between the harassment, the unavoidable harassment coming from Skywrath Mage, and the missile from Gyrocopter, Anti-Mage may really struggle to get some farm in this lane. Meanwhile though, in mid lane, vaalix is definitely winning it out here. He's 8-2 up against 4-0 for Puck. Puck holding his own, but not doing as well as vaalix at this point in time. They've pretty much got identical builds there. Meanwhile, bottom lane, JerAx going to eat another homing missile there. Well, his first homing missile, most of them have been on Anti-Mage. They do actually destroy that one though. JerAx not going to eat that. Meanwhile, top lane Tide. I guess this is probably the trade-off here. Trixi's eating a ton of tower hits there. Dubas, so trying to stay at Anchor Smash range. Trixi's running over. He's Anchor Smash down. Dubas might actually try and decide he wants to take aggro here and swing him. Trixi is going to back up though. And one bottom lane, Haste picked up. Anti-Mage walking into harass range. It's right now triple range going to cause some issues there for AM to farm, as well as a long range on the spells harassment there. Meanwhile, again, Tidehunter. Trixi just decided, you know what, I'm going to live under this tower to set up a camp and just have a holiday under the enemy tower because he can. Throws at the Anchor Smash, and that is really going to make Void's life miserable. This is not a great lane for Void. Unless he backtracks the hell out of everything, but even then he's still going to be taking the negative damage there on the Anchor Smash. It's going to be really frustrating to try and get that farm up and running. 10-1 for Anti-Mage, actually doing okay, better than I expected considering the lane that he's in. It's definitely very heavy harassment. Meanwhile, Void, he's trading hits with Trixi. Trixi currently sitting on 2 levels of Crack and Shield plus his shield, so pretty much actually, no, they're cancelling each other out, never mind. Just wondering if they'll decide to rotate at all, or if they're happy with how this bottom lane is going. Gyrocopter finding a little bit more farm than I am. Not a whole lot though. His teammates, Vlad's teammates coming in there to back him up. And I think that was the right choice to make. Had he tried to back off there by himself, it's a good chance that he might have been eaten up there by... Actually, no, he wouldn't have. He's only level 2. He was only level 2, just in level 3 now, so no glimpse. It's a very dangerous time for support to be in this lane, just because they can get picked off very easily by an awkward glimpse like this. Right here, right now. Here we go. Glimpse going to come in there. Throwing D2 into a bad spot, trying to heal him up right now. But so much heal coming out there from Vlad. The bottle paying dividends, and the first blood going to come out here to Moon. Homing missile does its job. Meanwhile, Buugi possibly taking some more hits. D2 in. Got another arcane bolt. And down goes the Gyrocopter. MATUMBAMAN decides he wants another one. More attacks on D2 in. Gonna go down. Another kill coming out there. MATUMBAMAN blinky away. Now Vlad, he's got very little armor here. Do we have a wave of terror? No, it's already been used. Negative armor. No. EO sitting on 0 armor. Gonna turn. Man moded up there. Now comes the Thunder Strikes here on Vlad. Vlad being spotted up by Vengeful. Tries to zip away there. One more attack. We'll clean up another kill in the bottom lane. Now the homing missile on JerAx. Do we have a barrage? It's only level 1. Gonna bounce to the creep. Decides not to use it just yet. Goes close to the creep just to help him take damage. Now we've got the silence coming down. The Anti-Mage blinky away. In comes the arcane bolt. Not quite enough. No more vision here for the Skywrath Mage. I don't think he gets this kill, and he will have to back up there. 3 kills for 2 in an extended exchange there. First blood did go to the Gyrocopter though, and he comes out with 408 gold. But Anti-Mage picks up 380 of his own, but he is forced to walk all the way back. This is definitely a big time waste of him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So an extra kill there for 400, because unfortunately the AM is walking home. This is going to waste a lot of time, a lot of farm, a lot of experience time for him. On the other, at least Buugi though, picking up some XP now. Solo XP, going to help propel him up a little bit. 3 EO versus a level, Skywrath Mage, sitting on level 3 as well. So they're a little bit ahead of the Dire supports at this point in time. Sorry, the Radiant supports are a little bit behind the Dire supports. Meanwhile in mid lane, 19 and 3 for Puck. Oh man, vaalix has definitely completely outstripped him here. 29 and 5. Puck's not being harassed out, just not landing as many last hits it seems. Meanwhile top lane though, Void 21 and 1. That's not a bad effort against a Tidehunter. That's actually a really hard lane for melee heroes to play against. It's a really, really difficult lane. I'm actually surprised it's doing that well. Now Vlad, thinking about it, no, he's just going to set out the orbs, just going to harass there. Anti-Mage now taking some more hits. The Iron Missile's going to come in. I don't think he's got anybody to destroy though. He's just going to have to cop that hit. He tries to get under the tower. Going to hit a concussive shot as well. Meanwhile, they get some vision there of Buugi. vaalix is... I'm not sure what... vaalix is actually just warding. Is that a Dire Courier? That is a Dire Courier. I think the Dire Courier saw vaalix. They might actually suspect a ward in their jungle now. And that... they don't. They could actually quite awkwardly catch out Void. JerAx is going to throw in the kinetic field there just to make sure he catches vision of the rune, and then we'll deny it just to make sure EO cannot get that. But so that bottle, that early bottle on EO was the only reason that 4-Rankers didn't get that first blood. Just so many heals coming out of it onto the Skywrath. They're just nullifying the glimpse there from Disruptor. Puck 29 and 3 could be worse. He's catching up. He's closed the gap a little bit. Just the no missile. Nope, gonna get destroyed there. MATUMBAMAN again. Meanwhile, Faceless now picked up by Death Prophet. There's a lot of pinging coming out here. I think the Dire might want another ward down as this one appears to have been taken out. Smoke up there from Puck. Gonna try and get his kill. Silence down Anti-Mage. You're Dream Calling deploy. Catches 2. So AM's in trouble. Blink away though. Snaps his tether. He's gonna be fine. Out of the range there. Buugi now eating some more arcane bolts. Will be finished up there. Boxed in by Immune. Immune no. In trouble now. Gonna phase shift there. One more hit. He's gonna go down. Puck though. Juking away. Traffic jam with the creep. Shooting away. Will reveal himself though. Gets Crypt Swarm down that last attack. He might have lived if he didn't make that attack. Revealing himself through the fog. And allowing Death Prophet to spam him down there with Crypt Swarm, and somehow JerAx gets out of that fight just barely by the skin of his teeth. But they pick off VS in return, but definitely the Puck kill there, way more valuable. And Anti-Mage manages to sit in the lane still. I like that he took the chance there, snapped the core, snapped the core with a blink, said I'll take it, I just want to get out of range of these attacks. It was the right choice, he got out of trouble. It didn't eat any more damage. Void now, still, he's got his level 6, hasn't put his ult to use just yet. He's just hit level 7, there's MATUMBAMAN being forced to back up again. This harass here coming out of the missile and the flank cannon. Definitely awkward stuff. There's Trixi is still in level 4 though, it's down so of course to trial, and you end up a bit XP starved.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Actually, Anti-Mage with a solo time and kills, actually leeching more experience there. Now stun comes out of the Mewtwo without a silence to pull up. No, I think Puck's going to be okay here. He can just... oh no, it's on cooldown. He might actually be in trouble. Another attack. Oh, Jaunt's already down.
Too slow to me.
Can't get away there. Couldn't phase shift in time. He used it to dodge an attack already, and then unfortunately Jaunt, not enough time to get onto the high ground for the orb. JerAx are looking for a pick up here, maybe with Blitz, but they're just going to attack the missile to make sure Buugi doesn't take any more hits there, allowing him to keep his clarity. That was a fairly fresh clarity too. Now Vlad shows up in the mid lane. Too late to do anything about Puck. Top lane is Void, still on 33 and 1, doing alright considering the matchup. Could definitely be a lot worse. Puck back in the mid lane, see what he goes for. This has gone... He did open up with an ult talisman just for early stats and laning presence. Trixi now stacking the enemy jungle and then back just clearing it out for himself. Well, Puck headed top. I don't know if they can actually get this kill. Tidehunter gets an anchor smash down before Void can actually pop Chrono. I think he actually lives here. Green Crawl is down, will cancel. Okay, that's a bit awkward there. It's now going to come in here. Trixi didn't get the anchor smash down. Go, doesn't get it down still. I think that damage is going to be too much there. Gets bashed and will be brought down. As a slow comes in from or maybe not actually, he's just surviving. One more hit. Void with no damage. In comes the orb. Gonna clean up Trixi there. Doesn't manage to dodge. Meanwhile, bottom lane, another fight break out. JerAx in the corner there. Doesn't have any tangos to cut his way through. Will be brought down as they go for the dive and pick off two.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Borank is unfortunately they're trying to falter and they make that 3 as the missile comes in. Borank is falling apart in the bottom lane. Those series of kills there, evening up the score quite nicely for Nips.
Dire's middle tower
Immune
is under
bottling up a
attack.
bounty rune, and it looks like Borank is happy to try and get some objectives mid, although they don't quite succeed. It's mid tower falling low, and it looks like it's just going to get denied unless Alex is going to press forward here and try and do something about it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, if you will, Puck should be able to get this deny, I think. Oh, actually, don't know why they didn't cancel. vaalix just goes last hit, and they will get the deny, regardless. Now, Anti-Mage building the... Okay, Ring of Regen and Ring of Health. I think he might have been building Tranquils and then just decided, you know what, I'm just going to get a Ring of Health. Just for the laning stage. I don't know if I should go... I don't even... you know what, actually, I could see an early Crimson Guard, just not on AM. The Crimson Guard against the flat cannon would be super helpful. Plus there's also Void, also likes to get a lot of attack speed. And the faster people attack you, the more value you get out of Crimson Guard. But yeah, I'd be pretty surprised if Anti-Mage gets a Crimson Guard. That would be pretty unusual for him. You can see DP getting a Crimson Guard though. That would definitely be very helpful for a team, or even Tide if you can find one. Throwing him off bottom lane, Ravage comes out, this could be trouble. Moon pops an enhanced cool. Oh, he's popped the enhanced cooldown here. So big on that range of Vlad though, takes some heavy hits from Trixi. The physical damage against no armor is so damn painful. Trixi though, being chased by a homing missile, cannot get on top of him in time. Vlad now trying to juke through the trees. Trixi anchor smash in 1 second, no! Jukes away there with the tether, will get away. And they bring down the Tidehunter. They also pick up Anti-Mage as it looks like the Wisp going to come in on the opposite side. They go for a kill, blocked off by the kinetic build. The JerAx should be able to get away. Never mind, Tether coming forward. JerAx going to go down. And Nips just completely outplaying Borank there, although they do lose the Puck in the meantime. So Puck for a solo offlane and support. Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's a lot of experience to be giving away from that high level
top
Puck.
tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, top lane, Void now opting to get some free farm and has picked up a Midas. This is just going to be a nice little recovery Midas. Considering he had decent farm for a solo safe lane against the Tidehunter, that Midas is definitely going to really help him get back up to speed to where he needs to be. And I feel like Nips aren't in any real hurry, probably not in any real rush here. They've got a Void, they've got a Gyrocopter, and they're probably feeling fairly set for the late game. Especially since Gyrocopter with a flat with that man. With the Chronosphere, it pretty much guarantees him to get off good flat cannon shots on specific targets, which means you could quite easily get a Rapier on him towards the end game and be very powerful. Hard to stop just because of the Chronosphere. Speaking of Chronosphere, Trixi now picking up this does not have the Ravage up. Should get it away here. No, getting stunned up. Tethering becoming slow comes as well. Trixi in trouble. Gonna pop down. Oh, he gets swapped away there. He comes in from the backside. The Puck will get that kill. The Silence down Puck. Puck gets cleaned up and they will get a support as well. They will lose Buugi. Nips, again, I'm not 100% sure who really benefits more from that. I guess they end up with more gold. Even Wisp could use it. Whereas Borank is not really getting a whole lot of beneficial gold, and most of it going to JerAx. Not to say that JerAx can't use money, but not as good as it going on other heroes early on. 1500 lead here for Nips, especially to clean up these towers as well.
Middle tower is under attack.
Vaalix super low, might need to go back to base there. And oh, that's what they're waiting for. Oh man, Theo. Oh man, I bet he regrets that one. That's unfortunate. Meanwhile, Void in the enemy jungle is nearby the Anti-Mage. See if he can make anything happen there. Meanwhile, top lane, the push is on. Death Bomber just putting that exorcism to use there. And should be having a free tier 1 top in mid lane though. Nips on the assault here. They should be. No, you know, I don't know if they get this. Ravage is up. Exorcism is down, but Ravage is up. Might be enough to scare them off, but they have cooldown again. That cooldown is really doing some serious damage. AoE on this freaking amazing now. Bit of stacking going on over there by the Ancients. They might get a third one and then just have... But actually, no, Gyrocopter's opting for an early BKB. Now, this is good and bad. It'll help against the Silence, will help against the Ravage. But of course, you get the BKB super early, it can really suck towards the late game. But in this case, I think they're largely just trying to avoid the... basically the pick-offs with Glimpse as well as the Silences. So I think in this case, an early BKB, not too much of an issue. As Void goes for a Mask of Madness after his Midas pickup.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You know, just skulking behind Moon, just making sure he's not going to get picked off. Bottom lane, though, could be in trouble here. So it looks like Immune's going to get spotted up there. Chrono's ready, gotta be careful. Oh, the spot of the wall. JerAx realizes he's in trouble. Chronosphere goes down. Might be a little bit far away. The swap out from Buugi. Oh, the bash comes in at JerAx. In comes the Sanso. Throws down the kill wall. Dodges the flare. Now Dubas goes stuck. In comes the Ravage as well. They throw down the Anti-Mage. Void there. Anti-Mage goes down, but it looks like they're falling low. Ryan is falling super low. They lose Disruptor. Crobulus already having to back out. Does not have her ult. Immune now coming in the backside. Comes in the waning rip. Cleans up Death Robin. Trixi blinks. Goes to Yankee Smash. Castles. Does it anyway. Throws it through again. Misses Immune. And now we'll have to run away. 4 down for 2. They lose a Void, but Nips are probably okay with that. 4 down, and all they lose is their safe lane. Essentially their suicide laner. They were happy to give away that Void farm, and they're rewarded with 750 gold there on the Gyrocopter, and a whopping great 950. On the puck? Yes, on the puck. Let's go for a minute there for Skywrath. Wait a minute, no. No, it goes to the puck, and Puck can really use that. And there we go, look at that. 1k in the bank, he's got his blink now. And this is going to be awkward for Nips to deal with, especially if the Blink Coil sets up a big Chronosphere. Everybody rushes in a bad moment to try and defend. The people who have been caught up, it could very easily lead to a couple of bad pickups there with Chronosphere. It's just a fight could have been different though, like Buugi got the swap out there, but unfortunately JerAx, once swapped out, pretty much threw down an essentially useless wall and thrown an essentially pretty useless wall. And Static Storm, he got it down on Void. Yeah, that was nice, but Void already blown the Chronosphere and doesn't exactly have a whole lot to offer at this stage of the game. Might have actually been better for VS just to let him go down and save the swap for somebody else. I mean, probably the big killer though is the fact that Death Prophet didn't get there until late, and she did not have exorcism for the fight. That's definitely the biggest deal. Meanwhile, free Roshans and Nips. Got one up there. Untitled though continued to farm top lane and is, yeah, a long way behind. Not that we can really blame him. That lane he was up against was brutal. Gyrocopter against the melee is rough. First place, and then you throw
Dire's top tower
a Skywrath Mage against him as well. That's just really ugly. MATUMBAMAN could be in trouble here. Sans blink, Sans could be in trouble. Throws to the core. Sans comes in after. Wayne ripped to death. Now Ancient seals all the Sanses on MATUMBAMAN. Tries to man up and fight, but he's going to go down to the snap. Then the core down now in top of Trixi. Chronosphere goes down. It's on top of Disruptor. Catches 3. In fact, Mystic Flare comes in. Maybe a bit wasted though. Goes on Disruptor. Maybe could have gone far. It doesn't matter though. We'll get a pick up at least. And TP out there. Oh, Tidehunter just getting away. Trixi sneaks away. Just barely. 1400 gold to his name at this point in time. He's got his Blink Dagger already. Could really use a Crimson Guard for his team. Or even a pipe would be fantastic, but I think Crimson Guard the more like. Just protect them. This Gyrocopter is getting a fair bit of damage now. He's up to 111 at 18 minutes in. If he gets another damage item, it's really going to get very ugly very quickly. Even something cheap like a Helmet of the Dominator would be really... It's another 20 damage or so, plus some armor. It's also useful, especially against the physical damage. And most of all, let's him farm the stack over here.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Well, Puck Puck. Dream cooldown for 20 seconds, and Gyrocopter's got to be careful because Disruptor's in the neighborhood. Although he does have a BKB, but it's on cooldown, and it would be a pretty big...
Dire's bottom
you
tower
don't.
is
I
under
mean, you
attack.
have to, otherwise you're going to die. You pop the BKB to bounce clips, but you don't really want to. It's definitely pretty upsetting. Oh, counter ward getting taken out there. It looks like they'll have to throw down another one. They've probably seen this ward though. Fresh ward, giving things away there.
Dire's bottom
It's one
tower
of the things you
is
don't
under
want to do. You
attack.
kind of want to stick the counter ward down first, de-ward it, and then... I mean, even if you don't move your observer ward, it means your enemy has to think, well, did they put it there, or did they try and screw with us and then put it somewhere else? Really hard to tell. Meanwhile, Void being chased down has been silenced up. It's going to blur off though, and he should be able to just leap away here. We'll leap away into the trees and TP out, but the ghosts are following him. They find him anyway and bite him down. That is unfortunate for Void getting picked up there. Meanwhile, it looks like they're going to come in the backside. Out comes the Glimpse, so sending back the... No, sends back the Wisp, and they're just going to bring down Gyrox. The 1v3. He just now expended there. I don't think they want to fight him the second time, though. They might just throw a call down. vaalix is definitely too low. Maybe they had some more mana to go for this now. We've got the missile being popped up again.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I hear a Cyclone. Okay, it's just dodging the homing missile. Now Moon up to 1,000 gold there, but you see Moon is definitely leading pretty handily here. It's only had one death, but it's 6 kills, 11 freaking assists. So many assists right now. Plus Roshan hasn't cleaned up the Ancients yet, although no, they're still stacking their way. Third stack for him right now, and he's got his Helmet of the Dominator as well, so it's up to 18 armor. It's definitely pretty damn significant against the Death Prophet. It's going to help him out a huge deal. And whether or not they try and go for it now, they go for a 4th stack before they try and clean this up. Oh, blink away there from Tide, just getting out. Waiting Rift coming in from Puck. The Trixi should be able to get out here, but they're going to steal the stack. Ouch! Trixi! Oh man, I bet he's sad in the pants right now. He was just getting into farm. I was like, yes, I'm going to have this. They've got the water though. Spotted out, said, hey, free gold. Free gold for Moon. So now he's had, what, 3 stacks there, plus another 3. He's 6 ancient stacks probably in the space of a couple of minutes. That's going to be a huge injection of gold from a big steal for NiPs. Unfortunately, 4 is not rallying to defend that. They've got Ravage, but again, Exorcism's still down. They don't really want to fight without an Exorcism at all. And a smoke up there, they see the Death Prophet. Down comes the Chronosphere. This should be an easy kill. We're backed up on Mystic Flare. And Puck going to help out as well. She just gets blown up there. As we have Wisp TP in for good measure. I think they're going to go for a push. Oh, Anti-Mage. He's hiding. MATUMBAMAN safe in the trees, although this might, never mind. Relocates back out to the mid lane. Tidehunter though, working towards his net worth, but Moon has so much net worth right now. Now the double Ravage could definitely do some pretty big damage, because I think the main thing is here is that they're always going to be really easy to pick off with the double Ravage. It's going to be quite difficult for him to avoid that. Anti-Mage is going to be out more very quickly as well. They get rid of Wisp quickly, it can be very useful. The issue is, of course, if they're dealing with Void, Void is going to be in the forefront of this fight. It's just going to look to jump in, throw in a big chrono, and do as much damage as he can before he gets taken out. And pretty much as long as he deals a fair amount of damage, Moon is going to finish up whatever he leaves behind. Between the cooldown as well as just the flat out, just sheer flat cannon damage, I don't think whatever he's going up against will be standing. But 4 can deal with it. Say they get Death Prophet singled out, they could swap her out and then counter with a double Ravage. So definitely things are possible to fight back. As here we go, Gyrocopter now picking up his 2nd triple stack of Ancients. Puck's just trying to jungle the easy camp there as well. It's the 2nd time he's gone for it. First time he got picked up by a Chronosphere.
Tower is under attack.
It's Moon. I'm kind of expecting a Monkey King bar here, just because I'm expecting Anti-Mage. It's somewhere along his line. Will attempt to pick up a Butterfly if he ever gets any kind of farm at all, because right now he's still looking for a 22-minute plus Battle Fury. And nothing on the courier, so he's got a Perseverance and boots to his name pretty much. This is looking pretty ugly for MATUMBAMAN, who is now rightfully hiding in the trees. Man, that net worth. 5.6k net worth at 23 minutes in, not great.
Dyer's
Granted, not
bottom
really his fault,
tower
this
is
lane was
under
atrocious to play against, but it's still looking pretty ugly. Now getting tossed up in the air. Oh, Wave of Terror gonna whip though. Meanwhile, here comes the Chronosphere catching too, and it's got Vengeful Spoon and no escape for her. Using, oh no, it doesn't matter though, yeah, she switches targets. She gets slowed back there, and meanwhile, looks like the BKB bomb by Varg. Varg's now just gonna TP out there. And should be able to get away. Meanwhile, though, they are going to lose the VS, and now Trixi trying to get clear. He's got Ravage up, he wants to use it. Does manage to blink away here. Doesn't die at the Ravage, though. No, he missed. Oh, not in time. Just gets away in time. Holy crap. Trixi. Balls of steel there. So they will just lose a VS, despite the Death Prophet getting caught in that Chronosphere. I'm pretty sure Void got glimpsed back. It looked like he was in there, and I think he just disappeared. I'm pretty sure he got glimpsed out. Yes, VS definitely does not want to stand that close to Death. The whole point of VS is to basically swap someone out of the Chronosphere, so if she's standing close enough to get caught, along with vaalix, definitely an error. Especially when they should probably know better than that, because they're pushing a tier 1. Like, Void is going to try and make something happen there. Like, this is the whole point. NiP are looking good for late game. Every time that Foreign is pushed, they're just going to look to punish. Look to get a pick off here and there. Somebody important, just slow them down a bit, and make sure they hit the late game better off. And which, yeah, they already are. 7.5k to 8k advantage. They are definitely going into late game very, very healthy, and looking very hard to stop, in fact. Oh, yeah, definitely should not get caught with the pants down like that. Like this is too close. Like Void jumps in, bang, 2 people are chronosphered, and somebody's dying. Like, you really don't want to do that. Like, yeah, they've got a ward up, but I mean, Void could be coming through here. They could be smoked. It just shouldn't. The whole point is not to be standing together like that. So. And that's especially, like, sure, like, you're not expected to be gaining, like, this is a better spacing, like, there, that's better off. But especially when they're pushing a tower, like, these guys should, like, Via should be near nobody. She should not be within Chronosphere range of anybody. Anti-Mage, though. Looking at a 27-minute, maybe a 26-minute, you know, 26-minute Battle Fury. That's, yeah, that's ouch. It's kind of a game where you just sort of curl up and cry a bit. At least he's ahead of Wisp. Wisp has actually had a lot of farm. A mechanism and an urn, and this Wisp is rich. Rich as shit compared to your average Wisp. I think they're actually prioritizing farm on him over the Skywrath, which I do agree with. I think it's probably it's a very smart choice. Wisp is actually really item hungry. Item and level hungry. The more farm you can stick on the Wisp, the better. Just because you want to be able to make it like Wisp tough enough that if people try and... Because the issue is you pick a Wisp, right, and then he just gets focus fired down. Like everyone goes, oh, well, if you pick a Wisp and then combo with someone really nasty, we'll just focus the Wisp down quickly. So you want to have him have a lot of items. So, alright, if they try and focus fire the Wisp, maybe they get him, but they spend way too much time trying to get him. To which you can work with it. Either you want to do that, like obviously with the items that you buy on Wisp, the levels, the farm you give them, or you want to have just heroes like Knight, that kind of stuff that can just keep the Wisp alive. Make sure he doesn't get picked off. And it was a Monkey King bar there for the Gyrocopter. That's what he finished up. Now, Puck building towards a Hex most likely. More Blink disable against Anti-Mage and Death Prophet. Incredibly useful. If they actually blink Hex to Death Prophet, she can potentially die faster than she has time to actually pop the Yules or the BKB. Gonna run forward and tank that in the face there. And also should mention she's level 16 right now. The strength nerf that she had, 0.3 per level, translates to about 95 missing health at level 16. So in this case she'd be about 14 and a half, 1450 in terms of the health pool, around about now. Shall I? 14 to 10. Learned in there. I'm trying to build an Aghanim Scepter there on the Disruptor. I don't know if he'll have time to finish it. About 1700 gold away from that. If he has time to finish it, that could be definitely a big deal, but he might need a... I almost feel like he wants a blink on that Disruptor, just so he can blink in and throw it in a really... If he blinks, gets down a good Scepter ult, and then they follow it up with a Ravage and then trap them in the kinetic field, that could quite easily wipe a team. Just the amount of lockdown they throw out there, especially if they catch the Gyrocopter in that, just because he won't be able to do anything. He won't be able to BKB, he won't be able to do anything. So that could definitely reverse Anchor's fortunes here, but whether or not they can actually get Anti-Mage with any Battle Fury. Oh boy. At least he's actually getting some mages now, not having them stolen off him. I see chat already rejoicing about their rares. And yes, look, I'm not gonna lie, it's looking good right now, but at the same time, Anchors are not out of this. Anti-Mage can do some pretty decent work in the late game, and never discount a bad push against double Ravage. A bad push into a double Ravage and Exorcism could quite easily cause a lot of key heroes to disappear very, very quickly. They change the song perfectly. Oh yes, they will. I wish I was thinking they were going to use the song campaign for it. They don't know. And we'll just use the dead easy one with the old death and Drax. Drax are going to turn and fight. Are they going to try and glimpse and put it back? No, not just yet. Barnes tries to get out. Will not make it. The damage there from Moon, way too strong. Vaalix getting beaten up there. Didn't actually throw in the glitch. Might have actually already used on the AL. I'm not 100% sure. You want Trixi copying a hit there from Puck, and they just harass the Puck back, but don't actually get anything out of it. But in the end there, a void for a death of it. I think the Hips are probably happy about that trade as VS gets a kill on Puck somehow. That probably should not have happened. I'm not sure how she managed that at all. I mean, she's got a magic missile and a wave of terror. Oh, this Puck is like literally asleep at the helm. I don't think he should have.
Radiant's bottom tower
I don't think he should have died at that.
Attack.
Meanwhile, that bottom lane, Moon, they're going to do some push here. Moon going to do some damage to this tower. In comes the kinetic build, though. Will manage to trap Gyrocopter. He's going to BKB as well as Ninjas. He might just try and fight this. Turns inside the man mode, pops down the BKB. Just going to get chased off there. Ravage not going to get used just yet. They don't want to use it on just a Wisp. Now, Moon's just going to sit there and hit the tower. Not going to get a glimpse in back there. The Wisp is going to get out for now. Now she's going to dive back in there on the creep. Actually, not contend to the Moon. Moon, no, Ravage comes out, catching both. Wisp, he eats an anchor smash here. He's going to die. Gets beaten up very badly. Going to burn out the own most likely. Tries to deploy his own one, but meanwhile, Moon is just decimated. The remaining radiant heroes, 4 anchors lose 2. Actually 3 if we can. Oh, JerAx, so close. 20 health. Holy crap. Almost 3, but they will trade out a Wisp for 2 there. As well as, most importantly, putting a kill down on Gyrocopter. Don't even lose the Aegis. And things looking ugly for 4 anchors right now. 12,000 gold deficit. Now, Gyrocopter up to 900 gold. Actually, I think he's got an item coming. He does. That looks like a Satanic is on the way. Oh man, if he was obnoxious to kill before, even he's just getting even worse now. Now, if they do get the silence down from Disruptor, though, that could cause some awkward interactions for him. A warp-time silence could still mess up this Gyrocopter's day pretty heavily once he gets that Scepter out. Never discount the power of the double Ravage, anything is possible. Meanwhile, Silence, no Silence is here. Dubas going to backtrack the critical. Actually, he goes back inside the static field. Going to try and use the trap here. He's still got time walk up. I think he should better get away. No, Axe Smash comes in. I don't think he gets out of here. Throws down the Chronosphere. Will get auto attack down by Bars. Chrono wasted at this point in time. Or is it because meanwhile, bottom lane tower taking some damage? Actually, looks like it was wasted. The reinforcements are on their way right now. Exorcism ready to go right now. Puck blinks out. Now Moon could be in trouble. Pops the BKB. Decides the man mode it up. Stun comes in there. Down it goes the Skywrath Mage. Meanwhile, Immune going to take some damage. Well, I should just base shift out there. Vaalix bouncing to hit there. I'm thinking, no, more attacks. Hammy and hard there. Moon, though, going to go down. Anti-Mage jumps all over. We'll bring him down. It's just the easiest hit. MATUMBAMAN forced to back up. Puck dives back in on MATUMBAMAN. Tries to chase him down. Wisp is back as well. Blink away there for MATUMBAMAN. Vaalix is going to be careful. Kinetic field. In comes caught out. Vaalix just gets away there. Down goes the Puck. And now it looks like Trixi going toe-to-toe with Moon. Moon, though, turning. He's still got the Satanic to easily try and turn and fight this. I don't think he's in any danger. Black Cannon comes in. We'll finish off the turn. No, will he get this? JerAx, he's going down the Black Cannon. Will manage to avoid that with the line of fight. Look at the line of sight. Just foggy it. Blink out from Anti-Mage. Buugi comes down outside. It's Moon versus the Whale. He's popped the Satanic. They get silenced up. He's trying to heal up. His Satanic is down. It's been used already. He's now silenced. Still, can he get his skills up? No. He will go down eventually. 4 anchors eventually bring him down. And JerAx there, hiding behind the trees where it's bloody safe. Oh man. Standing there with certain death. If he just managed to get off that barrage, he would have probably cleaned him up if he moved over there. But either way, a big swing back towards 4 anchors. They got through an Aegis as well as 4 heroes there. I don't think they used up any buybacks in that fight either. Some really good kiting from that. They dragged that by about 3k. And they bite through an Aegis as well as the Satanic. That is insane stuff there. It's a power of Exorcism. Now granted, we've got to keep in mind though, that essentially it was a 4-on-5 because NiP's lost Void way before that fight. So it was a good fight for 4 anchors, no doubt, but they fought without the Void. The Chronosphere would have made a world of difference, like an obvious world of difference in there. Now, Anti-Mage picked up a Yasha now. Working towards it. They actually took a detour and picked up a Vlad. So I don't dislike this. It helps him jungle. And most importantly, it just gives his team some really solid armor. Now, the question is, I don't think Foreign has realized that their high ground's been warded there. That's going to be awkward. Because that's going to lead them to getting picked off in the base quite potentially. As Void will see, if they group up, anybody, especially if someone's standing over here, just trying to hang back, Void could quite easily just chrono them and beat the crap out of them. Smoke up now, Void sees him, they've got the ward down there, here comes an easy double kill, Trixi's going out, JerAx is getting blown up, no buybacks available for either guy. And I don't think they bought back in the previous fight either, definitely just double check, no buybacks from the previous fight. But of course they don't have any money this time around, as we can see from the top banners. And Vlad. What are you doing, buddy? MATUMBAMAN wants to kill him though. It's popped the ghost says it might be able to buy some time. Mid, no, Mid is in trouble. Mid tier 3, getting beaten down the board. Popping the mask man is taking that tower down. Taking it there, though. Watch, just trying to heal up from the pre there. I don't think he did this though. vaalix decides to go ham, tries to fight this up. Satanic's still available. A swap back down. vaalix trying to keep him alive. They will lose Buugi in the no Buugi. Deceptor keeps alive. Can he take that arcane bolt though? Healing up. He will be okay there for the moment. Now Dubas trying to bring this down. Vlad, smiley face. He does die in the end there as well. Disruptor still respawning at this point in time. JerAx goes down. JerAx goes down. And NiP. They score some objectives, but now Tidehunter will be back in 4 seconds. Ravage is ready, maybe to hit a good counter attack here. MATUMBAMAN coming back in as well. Moon just trying to TP out. I don't think we're quick enough to stop him. Dubas might be the choice target here. Dubas losing mana. Silence on top of him. Dubas 1 second to leap away. He will be able to get out. And I think they'll just settle for D2N, or maybe not. He's super speedy at this point in time. Silence on. No, never mind. Just go for it. And then we'll clean him up regardless. I thought he might be chasing Void for a second, but Void's already ducked into the jungle. And that's a Hex for Puck. So, right now NiP's probably quite happy with how things are. Like this right now NiP's, they're in a good spot. Sure, they fed a fight onto a go, but JerAx is down, they've scored some objectives. And they've got a really, really comfortable gold lead too. So it dipped down a bit, but bring it back now to 10k. And this could have been entirely different, but just look at this. Like, just 4 inches slipped a bit on the counter warning. Let their opponents get some vision up, and suddenly, bang. That's 2 key heroes are gone. Most importantly, Trixi is down. Like, this is their big team fight. Like, they set both these heroes set up. They lose Disruptor, they lose the Ravage from Trixi, and suddenly just having a team fight whatsoever. It was definitely a crippling blow for Foreigners to take before that fight. No buybacks either. Man, counter wards, kids, you gotta buy them. But this one here, just so much work, so much value that NiP's got out of that one ward. Now Moon, oh boy, now he's managed to pick up some evasion too, getting an even tank, and oh man, they get a second pick off here. Like, Foreigners have got to know that there's a ward there, because like there's no way that they would have just instantly been jumped and avoided, like hit by a void chrono like that without vision. So Foreigners, I don't know if they're just not on the ball there, or if they're just gone, yeah, screw it. But again, this one here, this could do them over. And they've seen the smoke. Again, so much value out of these 2 wards. It's ridiculous. And NiP knows, or they should have seen it at the very least. They probably should have seen that. They've seen it, don't really care at this point in time. Puff just gonna, is that a self-fuels? No, it's not. Seals have a TP up. Oh, Blink Bot again. They get the 2 key heroes here. And JerAx swapped out though down. He comes to kill Buugi as they throw in the Mystic Blade. Trixi now trying to get back, gets bashed it. Might go down to the Void, throws down the Silence for JerAx, but he's doing what he can. Down goes Void. The tier 3 stealth at this point in time. They've lost Void, they've lost the Miller. They've lost the Sky Mage as well. Puck is getting well. vaalix now taking a ton of damage there from Moon. Moon, he's going ham. They're going to clean up the death mob. But now Anti-Mage, can he go toe to toe with Moon? Moon gets stunned up, kinetic kills while trapped next to the tower. Will they go for it? Will they back off? Meanwhile, looks like they heal them. No, fine. Gets glimpsed back, I think. And now Moon in trouble. A buyback there. Moon in serious trouble here. Another kinetic field as well. Gonna turn on around, blow him up there. That glimpse from Disruptor absolutely screwing over the Wisp. Just sent him back. Just said, nah, bye-bye. Back there as well. So NiPs, they faltered there in that fight. That swap out though. I was just like those kinetic builds just kept them in the game. That swap there, self-sacrifice from Buugi, a big deal. And that's what the real difference was last match. They got off the Ravage, they got off the big static storm as well. Void actually got cleaned up at the back end of that fight. And most important, they had repeated kinetic builds to keep Moon pinned down so they could just finish him off. We see it 10k, it's dropped back from about 11 to 10k leads. I mean, not big deal still. Not a big deal. Still managed to deal with that. As now MATUMBAMAN getting spotted up there. I don't think Void is going to get here in time. He could try and TP if he wants to, but I think Anti-Mage is going to play it safe backing up there. He could... I mean, he kind of wants the BKB just to try and deal with some of that magic damage output. Although then again, he does have... I mean, the BKB against Skywrath Mage would be awesome, but he does have a Manta to break the silence at the very least. He might actually just go straight for a Butterfly just to help him. Actually, no, Butterfly wouldn't really help against... He might just choose to go for an Abyssal Blade. That's also a possibility. Because the Butterfly doesn't really help against the Gyrocopter. It does help against the Void a lot, though. Be super useful there. Now Buugi hanging back in case he needs to swap MATUMBAMAN out of here. The Wisp Orb's probably going to scout this out in the moment. Actually, diving on the water. Let's see the Wisp there. They're going to get the Aegis as Cheese as well. Both going. As a swap there, they're going to try and pick off Vlad. This could be bad. They're going to Chronosphere in here. In comes the call down. Ravage number 1 comes from Refresher. Ravage number 2. Both hit Moon. He does get the BKB up in time. Moon Yarn's in trouble there as they are going to possibly lose the Disruptor there as well. So now the swap out there. MATUMBAMAN, no, he's okay. Is he okay for the moment? He will jump away here, but I think the Arcane Orb's going to finish him off. He's going to lose the Aegis for the moment there, as it looks like on the rear side. Now they're going to glimpse back D2N. He's in trouble. Will get picked up there. Anti-Mage managing to escape for now. Wisp, no, Wisp is dead. Puck is chasing right now. Yule's still available. Man, Puck is so damn fast. MATUMBAMAN blink again. Holy crap, can he get away from this? Anti-Mage are going to stop and try and fight this. Might not want to do this. He's still got an Arcane Orb chasing him. Is going to back out, realizes he's still under threat. And again, another good fight here for 4 Anchors. They pick up both the Aegis and the Cheese. They didn't use either. And it comes at the cost of just Trixi. That works out as well. I mean, they pick off a couple of those as well. The double Ravage coming out as well. Big deal there. Mundo managing to survive. Now, it will be an Abyssal Blade coming out from MATUMBAMAN. I do like this. Like, at the very least, it just gives them another superior magic lockdown to use on the Gyrocopter, especially if Anti-Mage just blinks and lets rip on Moon. Or if he blinks and lets rip on the Faceless Void. Either really works out quite nicely. Yeah. Oh man, he's lucky he didn't pop the Mask of Madness. He might die anyway. Oh man, JerAx gets a return kill there, and a much more valuable one too. Big plays for JerAx coming out. He does get beaten to submission, but easy value there for JerAx. Oh man. Meanwhile, vaalix. Let's have a look there. Still got the Cheese, got a heart, plate mail up as well, definitely going to help out a lot. I think like his team could even use an AC. If someone can find the farm for an AC would be absolutely killer for them. Help deal with this massive damage coming out of Gyrocopter, also help offset his huge armor as well. But just any extra positive armor they've got, just to help stack with Anti-Mage's Vladimir's offering, would be really, really nice for the team.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Right now, it's down to a 7.5k lead, I'd say. No, 7k lead here for NiPs, and I mean, people who are counting their stashes already, are you a little bit worried now? I think you should be. Double Ravage, by God, that's a really nice thing. On the other hand, though, Gyrocopter's got 4.4k in the bank, and maybe it's time for a Rapier. He's got the lockdown to use it with too. Void, who is currently dead. Oh boy. He's got the lockdown. You've got Coil, you've got Blink Hex, you've got Chronospheres. I think this is a game which you could do Rapier, but you know what, super risky. So, I mean, they're not desperate enough to do the Rapier yet, that's for sure. I think Moon can quite easily just finish off his Butterfly first. With help, Disruptor might even try and get a Refresher if he can. That Storm is so damn good with Scepter. If he gets a double Storm up, he gets a double Storm, double Wall out. Like, he could literally just isolate, destroy, like, just keep someone out of the fight for like 12 seconds. It would actually be hilarious. I mean, if they still happen to be alive after 12 seconds worth of exorcism, they must be tanky as all hell. Anti-Mage though, he's closing in on the Abyssal Blade, although I think at this point in time MATUMBAMAN needs to save for buyback. He's not far enough behind where he doesn't need, like, he can just say screw it and just not go for buyback. Not that you don't want to have buybacks, but when you sort of reach a certain degree of net worth deficit, you say screw it, I need, like, you're so far behind, you need to buy up, or you cannot literally win the fights regardless. Like, sure you can buy back, but all you're going to do is buy back and then die back. So, at this rate though, I think MATUMBAMAN will be safe to save for buyback. He's definitely strong enough to take these fights pretty much head on, actually. As long as 4 anchors don't lose, like as long as 4 anchors keep Tide and JerAx up, those two big ults are really just keeping them in this game as MATUMBAMAN in trouble. This is what he probably needs to save for buyback. We see a long range call in, no! They will see some sentry wards on the floor though, because I don't know why. Oh, I like this pick here from Vengeful Spirit. Now this is a little dangerous. There's a couple of reasons. This is nice because if Void tries to solo someone, Vengeful Spirit can throw out the, can obviously throw out the Ethereal Blade to try and keep them alive, keep them safe. But on the other hand, if she does that and then basically Skywrath Mage decides he doesn't like it, well, holy shit, I've just noticed that Valor Discord. Yeah, Valor's Discord, Ancient Seal, and the Mystic Flare, and whatever's there is not there anymore. So she will probably have to swap into and die. Not that she wasn't already doing that, but, you know, it's nice. By the way though, I like the Ethereal Blade pickup, especially if like Void is like trying to chase vaalix at a bubble, or if someone's being flat cannon to Oblivion. Like he could just throw down Death Prophet too in the middle of a fight when flat cannon's up, and suddenly they can't focus the Death Prophet. I think that's probably, I like that, it's a pretty solid buy up there. And hell, DP if she can find room for it, might even want a second one of her own. Although she is actually really struggling for slots here. She's picked up a Shivas. I would really like to see Tide pick up an AC, that would really help make his team quite tanky. If he can find room for that. That or I mean a Hex. I mean Blink Hex on Tide is awesome. Anybody with Blink Hex, and they really could use it this game as well. Let's see if the Blink instant stuns out. Moon doesn't have a chance to BKB. He will manage to get up though, back off there. And now there comes the Chronosphere. Solar Chronosphere swap out there. Void now beating away on the Vengeful Spirit. Not a huge start for him. Gonna pop his nose, Septicon Bard, so getting annihilated. Needs to throw in the Ethereal Blade. No, he's got the Cheetah. Here comes the Ravage. Ravage number 1, Ravage number 2 deployed. Moon's caught something. They wiped 3 straight up. Puck also in trouble. Gonna self-heals, try to keep himself alive there. Gonna Ethereal Phase Shift as well. Can he draw down time? I don't know. He blinks out. He's gonna get chased, so blinks into a Disruptor. JerAx with the plays this match. JerAx keeping his team in this match right now. They're left with 4 down and all of a Skywrath Mage to try and hold the line. I don't think that's happening. Guess we see. Well, this is lying because I don't think that's that's a lie. But we do have NiP with 3 buybacks at this point in time, so they're not going to get the high ground. They might deal some chip damage to tower. At least they're going to force some buybacks out. See, Butterfly is completed there. That's definitely going to cut his farm quite a bit. His double Ravages though coming out. So damn good. The Souls coming Disruptor. As you can see, they can shut down Moon before he can do that. It's so easy to deal with. I swap out there. Tether will break though. Now MATUMBAMAN still in trouble. Void jumping forward. Blink out before he can get bashed. Now Trixi in trouble. Trixi bashed. Can't get a ton of damage there. Yulzo trying to slow things down. No, the missile still chasing. I think they're just going to let it go. And he's going to TP out. He should be just fine. Meanwhile, the chase is still on that puck. Following up, and they lose the VS, but they do get 2 buybacks out of that, so I think in the end still worthwhile. Meanwhile, MATUMBAMAN still being chased, and we'll also have to TP up before the missile hits him.
Radiant structures are fortified.
You know the missile's chasing Trixi. Never mind. Oh boy, as they're actually going for a kill, the Moon's going for a tower kill. He's going to pick it up there. Doesn't have Ravage up though. Trixi, no, never mind. Gets teleported out. Wisp with the Rat Dota plays there. We'll pick off a range Rex. No big deal. Before, because they're probably okay with that. I mean, could have been a lot worse, really. Losing Trixi there probably would have been more awkward, because he's 40 seconds to his Ravage. That would have forced him to buy back into a fight quite possibly. Although then again, Nips might not push for a while actually, because their buybacks are down. I see the chat saying Ethereal Blade is Void. It doesn't work, guys. Void has BKB, so you can't really Ethereal Blade him. No, it's going to be purely to save. As we saw that last fight, probably VS didn't need to Ethereal Blade herself. Although, no, it was fine. She Ethereal Bladed herself because Krob had cheese. So Krob just used up the cheese. In fact, she's picking up her own Ghost Scepter now. But yeah, Ethereal Blade on an enemy carry, usually not that effective. Unless it's something like a Medusa who doesn't buy BKB. But generally speaking, that's why we don't see tons of Heaven Halberds, just because most carriers have a BKB, so when you really need to have that disarm down, essentially, it's just not there, because they just debuff it, essentially. It's not super effective. It's really good on friendly targets. That's the main reason to buy an Ethereal Blade, if you're not doing a shotgun build, to throw it down on friendlies. It is insanely good. The Anti-Mage, as we saw, like these fights, like 4 anchors, if they open up on the fight, they crush, because they're managing to stop Moon from BKBing. These fights, like, that's 3 fights in a row pretty much. Moon hasn't got his BKB off. That has been huge Absolutely huge. They bring him down inside that space. Doesn't get to BKB. Doesn't get to even use the Satanic. It's absolutely massive for them. Which is why Tide, I mean, if Tide was building and he's got the 4-staff, which is nice, but I feel like they almost want to blink, because right now it's more important for 4 rankers to initiate well. If they initiate well, they win these fights. Whereas I think the same is true for Nips. If they initiate well, they win the fight. They've just got to avoid getting those one-man chronos off. Like we saw the one-man chrono on MATUMBAMAN, not huge. The one-man chrono on Disruptor, again, not particularly useful either. They've really got to make sure they get 2. And the ones they want to get a Disruptor and Tide. Like those big AoE CCs are what really kills the fight. And Nips, see another Aegis come out there. Anti-Mage going to grab up, and they hand the cheese over this time to Buugi. Because Death Robber, I think she's decided that she actually wants the Ghost Scepter more, although, I mean, she could just put the Ghost Scepter away and keep the cheese. Either works. I mean, it's entirely possible the VS goes in, swap saves, Ethereal Blades herself, inside the Chronosphere. So he's like, not a great Ravage there from Trixi, what was that? I think he might have got pinged by a flat cannon accidentally there, so first Ravage wasted. Refreshes, he's got a second one available. BKB is now down, they could go for a kill here on Moon, potentially. A buyback there from Death Robber, having to get back into this. Oh, Trixi, what have you done? This Black Cannon is messing up. He's blinked pretty badly. Gonna get back in there. Can he get this? No, never mind. Ravage comes out. A second Shiva Ravage. 2 in a row from Trixi. Oh, man, if there's one way to screw up your comeback, it's... I'm saying, the most important thing here for 4 rankers is their initiation. And Trixi's lit up 2 fights, 2 or 3 great fights in a row, then throws out 2 Shiva Ravages in a row. Oh, they don't even get Vlad on the return teleport either. Oh dear. Hex comes out there on MATUMBAMAN, still getting chased on Vlad. Vlad though now tossed up in his by the mules. Should be okay though if he manages to get the... Oh, gonna pop the Ghost Scepter. Has he got anybody to tether to? It doesn't look like... There we go. Gonna tether up and yank back. Glimpse bringing into play there. Vlad's gonna go down. Should be a pretty simple pick up there for Vaalix. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage actually giving chase to Puck. Puck did not really do well on the one-on-one with AM. Trying to run through fibers. We see Void pick up a Monkey Bar and double blinks there. MATUMBAMAN blinking in and a blink out there from Puck. MATUMBAMAN just being juked. But Void, Monkey King Bar, which, they're going for evasion? No, they're not. But, you know, it's still a lot of damage. Oh, Puck wants some revenge here. Anti-Mage on trouble. Silence up, will pop this Mantis-Style, trying to get safe. Will get mashed there. Bashed and mashed. Listen to the copy here. Just down comes Tide. Trixi, no Ravage because he wasted him. Really wants to Ravage. It doesn't matter. We get one pick off. They could have had Void, though. No mana. Masking Man is popped there. It looks like they look at Puck, though. Puck adds 2 good pickoffs. So 3 dead. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane, Moon picks up a... yeah, Moon rats it out there. Nobody there stopping him, and he will clean up their melee racks. Then there are Nips baiting and succeeding. But it's 51 minutes in. This is kind of getting to the stage of the game where one team fight can end everything. Like one bad day. Oh, heard Loda's quote, like I think it was just before TI3, just talking about how he hates going late game. And the same for Navi, I hate late game because anything happens in late game. 1 or 2 bad fights and suddenly everything's on its head. And at 51 minutes in, you've got a fat-ass Anti-Mage, double Ravages, and Crobulus who's getting close to being a 6 slot. Just about anything can happen. Or you can get Chronosphere and just get blown up, but here we go, Yul's trying to save his life there, MATUMBAMAN still takes 10 hits, he's going to pop the man, another bash coming in, he throws out his own stun there, but will get brought down, a buyback there from MATUMBAMAN. And they're going to have to, Buugi, what are you doing, Buugi, what are you doing? Never mind, they're going to glimpse him back there, this is what they do. Wait, what? Oh, no, pops the BKB just in time, and will manage to avoid getting dragged back to his death there. Now, oh, yeah, that's a pretty big goal deficit. You lose a whole ton of gold. It looks like Boring as I screw up, roll in. Let's go for it. 17 seconds of double Ravage there. But you get 2 Ravages off, this is going to be a big deal. Vaalix going to take a hit to the face. T2 is thrashing back, but Chronosphere is down for 50 seconds. This is going to be a rough fight for him to try and take it down. Moon in trouble. He's got buyback though. Should be final. Ravage number 1 comes in. Ravage number 2 is ready to be used right now. Tide pressing forward. Makes up for his last in a Ravage. They pick up 3. Here's a buyback down for Gyrocopter. Now it looks like JerAx is possibly going to fall here. Gyrocopter going to come back in. It looks like 4 rank is still very healthy. Can take this fight. Quite easily still. Hard there on Bard. Puck comes in with the claw. Trixi now goes toe-to-toe with Puck. Now it comes forward. Boys, no quarter for 30 seconds. A swap out there trying to keep MATUMBAMAN alive. MATUMBAMAN blinks out there. Meanwhile, down goes Tide. We pop the Ghost Scepter popping their Bards down. Trouble as well. JerAx going to try and TP out. Changes his mind. Runs away now. Just trying to try and walk it up their Bards. Still going toe-to-toe with Gyrocopter. Has to back up here. Pops the BKB. Just going to eat The roaming missile, and a glimpse back down. Puck just trying to make sure he can't keep up. And vaalix, they might actually turn in. Do they have... No, nothing. They get thrown in the heels there. Puck actually comes straight back in. Anti-Mage jumps in as well. Anti-Mage, no, changes his mind, jumps back out. Pops the Manta. Didn't have Abyssal. If he had Abyssal, they might have gone for that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nips don't manage to stop 4 anchors in their fighting retreat. They will manage to back off. Meanwhile, Trixi comes back to home base there. And he bought back. Yeah, bought back just to defend. They lose one tier 4. And for the moment, Nips do hold, but it does cost them a buyback out of Gyrocopter. Oh, good God. That's the turnaround there. But at the same time, Nips, they're taking objectives, so... awkward. But a 3k lead roughly right now to 4 anchors. Not that it means 53 minutes in, doesn't mean much. It's interesting that they managed to switch it around that much. As the supports have racked up, from those fights, the supports have racked up a lot of money compared. Oh God, they're going for the rat attempt here. JerAx spots it out. Can they get there in time though? They've got the drop. No, they've decided not to pop it. They've got Flip. They've decided not to range breaks. They're happy to kill Moon. Moon, regretting decisions made as a glimpse comes out there for JerAx. They read the fate there, fine. And he will glimpse out his teleport home. They don't have buyback now. I think 4 anchors, they might have just won that. 2 minutes for they've got 2 minutes down now on the Gyrocopter. Can't buy back. And 4 anchors could just storm to the finish line right now and just thrown it. They've got Void though. Void is pretty stacked and he'll be back in a few seconds. He'll have Chronosphere up as well, but can he get rid of both an Anti-Mage and a Death Prophet? Tide doesn't have his ult for 20 seconds. Oh, no, DTN about to get picked up here as well. JerAx get line of sight. It is night time. He's going to get juked there by the fog. As he blinks forward, yes, we'll get... No, maybe not. JerAx, no, cancels his... No, changed his mind. He could have given chase. He's got travels. He's actually faster than the Skywrath. 380 versus... Yeah, he's faster. 380 versus 400, but now they're just they're going to go for the melee. Decide not to go straight for the throne. They do need to wait for the creep to get here though. Meanwhile, rat attempt coming out. Puck going to try and rat this along with the Void. This is the base race, guys. Can they actually manage this? Exorcism versus the Void inside the base. Who's going to win this one? Glyph gets popped there as it looks like they're going to send back Disruptor to try and deal with this. I think he might actually try and glimpse someone back in a moment before they get away there. Now comes the Chronosphere, catching MATUMBAMAN. They're going to try and stop this one here. Buugi also getting focused there as well. Dream Call comes out. They're actually going to try and defend the Rax. Glimpse comes back out there, dragging Dubas back. Dubas can get focused down. Dubas is down. Meanwhile, it looks like they're going to lose Skywrath. This vaalix finishes him off. I think 4 anchors have managed to win this one. It's actually going to turn, decide not to fully base race. It's going to turn, get the Raxes, and then try and press in after. Still 40 seconds on the Gyrocopter, 90 seconds on the Void. He doesn't have buyback either at this point in time. Death Prophet actually backing off. She really, really wants to have that refresher orb on herself. Oh, Ravage is ready on Trixi. Might go for this. They've got backup. And there we go. Pops in with a Ravage. Ravage number 1 starts, comes down. Ravage number 2 catches 2. Immune on trouble. Anchor Smash comes down. Mystic Fire as well. Vlad in trouble. But they're going to lose the puck. They lose the Wisp as well. Now D2N. 4 staffing away. They're giving chase. Glimpse back there. D2N's going down. And now 60 seconds there on board. Can they get rid of this melee Rax? No, they're going to go for the tier 4. I really think they just want to get this melee Rax in a moment. I don't know if they can take this, although here comes AM. No, they say screw it. Time to get tier 4s. And Puck now fires back, hangs down JerAx. JerAx possibly in trouble. In comes the Abyssal Blade. Now Immune getting blown up, pops down the heels. They're trying to keep himself alive. I hear a glimpse go. I'm not sure what happened there. Puck actually does get clear. Tier 4 is down. Meanwhile, Mega's coming out here. Gyrocopter has just brought it down to the lane, and he's just going to go for it. Meanwhile, they're going to port back the BS, trying to keep it safe there. Throws out a swap. No, throws out a stun there. Cancels the Tiki's back, and I think they get this one. In comes the base race, and 4 anchors to finish this one. Comeback success. 4 anchors. They come back from being 13,000 gold behind to win this match. Holy crap, 13,000 down. And they were down 2 Raxes as well. They turned this one around. I'm going to say Nips. They had such a good mid-game. They took excellent fights. For the mid-game, they took some great fights. They had some really good wards, took some great fights there. Saw a smoke, a wraparound smoke, bounced that. They took out both Tide as well as the Disruptor and just took him out with a Chronosphere, stormed in, took a Rax off that. Really good work for them. But then, after that, the initiations that came out of Trixi, as well as Trixi Disruptor, were just absolutely massive. And on top of that as well, we've got to give mention to our Trixi did double Shiva Ravage. I think that's setting a record there. I've never seen someone whiff 2 Ravages like that. But I've also got to point out, NiP could have played some of those fights better as well. We had Void jumping go for single-man chronos, and it doesn't work against a VS. Like, that's the kind of stuff you can't really go for. The early fights went so well because they were targeting Tidehunter and Disruptor, so they went for the back line, picked them off really quickly, swept 4 anchors team fight out from underneath them, and suddenly they couldn't stand up for the fights. Yeah, they had Exorcism, but Exorcism was not going toe-to-toe very easily with the Satanic. coming out of Satanic coming out of Moon. And then after that, they started prioritizing Anti-Mage and Death Rob, which, yeah, you kind of want to, but they did that, and then the swaps came out, kept them alive, and then they just couldn't pin them down afterwards. And they just basically out-tanked them in the fights. But anyway, guys, that was 4 Anchors versus Sea Captain. We do have another match coming up, so stay tuned. Up next, we will have Goombas up against Basically Unknown, and that will be actually just about now, so stay tuned. We're switching the second match ASAP.